5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Nebraska State Veterans Homes are here to serve veterans, their spouses, surviving spouses, and Gold Star parents. Join your fellow veterans and their families at one of our homes in Bellevue, Kearney, Norfolk, or Scottsbluff. With a sliding scale to determine your financial contribution, an excellent clinical team, and plenty of fun activities, our homes are the perfect retirement choice. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/homes. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, good Sunday morning. It's October 30th, and it's Bigger Than the Score with Pete Ferguson. I'm Pete Ferguson from Peter Ferguson BHS LLC and Lincoln Public Schools, and just awesome to be back in the studio. It's a beautiful day outside. I'd like to do one of those on those Husker game days, maybe do it on the patio. It's hard to believe the end of October we're sitting out here, and it felt like 65, 70 coming in. So
yeah, it's beautiful out right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful day for football. Probably not the result we wanted from the Huskers, but again, I got to always give credit. Coach Joseph and the scholar athletes out there are always trying to put in work. And so, again, just kind of keep going at it. And I know that's not the answer everybody wants to hear, but, again, you get that beautiful opportunity to get out and celebrate. And so really enjoyable. And then the DP, I know he's kind of had some illness. And so just want to give a shout out to him, miss him, hearing him on the air and get well. I know a lot of illness is going around. And so just want to send our special thoughts out to him and making sure if he's listening, on the mend.
Yeah, it's going around right now. So if you're out there, definitely wash your hands, stay healthy, do what you need to do. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I guess it's like a respiratory illness. I don't know if that's not what DP has. I have no idea. I don't want to get into his business like that, but just prayers out for DP. Hopefully he feels better here soon. And if you're out there, definitely just take a little extra precautions on staying healthy.
Well, he's probably just sick because the Cowboys are on the roll and they're winning. So, I mean, go ahead, DP. It's not going to get any better. So you might as well go ahead and get better so we can all go to the Super Bowl and cheer on them Cowboys. Just kind of want to get into a little bit. It's been a great week, a celebration. I know for everybody busy in a lot of ways. It's just been for me, a real celebratory week. I got to spend Friday and Saturday. I always got to start off and just give affirmations again to that Northwest Missouri State volleyball team. Daughter plays for them and put up a win. They had a Fort Hays 5-set battle, which was, I will say, great. Congratulations the way Fort Hays played, but, made us our hearts beat a little bit because I know they were looking forward to a matchup with Kearney, who they both shared the number one spot in conference, and then got to Saturday and ended up with a 3-1 win over University of Nebraska Kearney, which has got a phenomenal team and a lot of Nebraska scholars. And so just again, congratulations to Northwest Missouri State on that win.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this segment's we're probably going to go about 10 minutes here because Pete, he's got some guests in here, as always, some scholars, so we'll get to hear from those guys as well. But as you kind of want to talk about high school football playoffs going around right now?
We had 3 teams, I believe, East High School, Southeast, and Southwest. And, started that football playoffs. Again, beautiful weather, an opportunity to compete on all levels. And, unfortunately, East suffered a loss, I believe, to Gretna. And then Southwest did end up winning. They got a nice win against the Millard North. And then Southeast, I also believe, lost this weekend as well. So, got one still left in the mix from the capital city. As far as Class A, and it's just that exciting time of year. They also had volleyball districts, and so we've got a number of teams going. Southwest is going, but also East High School after a long absence, after being just really a power in the state under Myron Olerking. So I'm old enough to remember some of those days with Mr. Olerking, but they're making their return to state. And so I want to give a shout out to Shandy, who's in our equity cadre, who's been, one of the leaders on that team and really just, getting to go. And so, Nicole Gingrich, who's the daughter of a longtime football coach there, getting that opportunity and getting that program and some strides to represent themselves. And so really a good chance for Lincoln schools to make some noise. I know we also got Lincoln Lutheran and a couple other area schools going as well.
Yeah, and real quick, just for the high school football, these aren't the volleyball scores, but the high school football scores. So yeah, you're right. Lincoln Southwest, the only team left in the mix. They took down number 9 Millard West, 17-31. So they got number 1 Omaha West Side, who put a stomping on Pavilion La Vista, 59-21. So
yeah,
they got their hands full with that one. Only team left in the mix as far as our city schools here in Lincoln. And then going down the list, Lincoln East, they lost to the undefeated Elkhorn South, 48-20. And then the other one here, Lincoln Southeast, they took a close loss. They pushed Gretna.
They did.
Pretty good. I was surprised
actually
for that one. I mean, Gretna, they had their hands full. That is a game that I did not expect to be on my radar the way it was. But 21-24 the final score. Gretna just scrapes out of there alive.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, you got talent. And so I think once you get in there, it's just kind of getting an opportunity. And once you recognize that, you kind of just have to see how things go. And so, again, credit to Southeast, great game plan. And just, Gretna just eked it out. And, I think last year's matchup was West Side and Gretna. And so I think a lot of people were kind of predicting that was going to be an easy roll to get to that point. So, Southeast may have, woken Gretna up a little bit. And so we'll see what happens. But, as they turn to that cross country, I know we talked about that last week, and they had their state tournament, golf. So kind of making that transition into the winter season with basketball, wrestling, swimming. And so, as we continue to do some of these shows, we'll profile some of those other sports, but also some of those other activities that kind of tend to happen in the winter. We've got our theater and arts performance and music. Speaking of music, last week we had the Northwest Band in. We had Alexa and a co-band director, Rob Salenstein, in, and they had their show on Thursday. And so really just want to thank the ticket and the listening audience for having just supporting Northwest. He said it was a phenomenal turnout. There were some people that didn't even know it was going on that showed up in the gym and were interested to hear them play. And it was really their first, concert, because they hadn't gotten to be outside. And with that being said, I think that's just tremendous. It shows a tremendous amount about our community on how we invest in just each other.
Yeah, and if you haven't caught that, definitely that was a good episode. You go to the Ticket FM, catch all our podcasts. This one's bigger than the score. You can find that on the ticketfm.com. But yeah, hearing their story was kind of interesting. You get the ins and outs of what it looks like overhauling a new school, or I shouldn't say overhauling, starting from fresh, building a new school out there. Because like you said with the band, they're having to, work on marching inside the court and trying to figure out ways to, how are we going to figure out how to line up our marching band when we don't have access to a football field? And they had to put lines and tape on the court, and the court also was having problems not getting done in time, finishing. Just a whirlwind of issues. But like you said, they had a great turnout. And the guys there, they're making it work. So it's super cool. Catch that podcast. You kind of get to hear the ins and outs of, what putting a school together looks like. And that marching band, kind of a cool story. I'm happy to hear they had a great turnout.
Well, and I really want to celebrate the investment. Again, I think we said it. They're putting in just as much, if not more time than anybody else. And with those challenges and barriers and some of those obstacles they have, and they don't get that year back. And so I think a lot of people say, oh, it's going to be great next year. We're going to, da-da-da. Well, those scholars that are there, I think I talked to Alexa, she doesn't get this year back. And so every one of those first, may be their last. And so I think just anytime we get an opportunity to support, celebrate, definitely do that. So thanks for the community on that piece. I think a couple other things just wanted to mention, one, I'm here, I got pink on. So I know Phil Maynard's going to be like texting in. He's like, what do you got going on? And, it's the end of the breast cancer awareness month. And I don't ever want to say the end. I think it's something that we need to make sure that we recognize throughout the course of the year, but wanted to just basically represent. And I know we've had a number of people, I think, in this room that have touched our lives and have been touched by cancer of some sort. And unfortunately, that's just the reality of it for our lives. But want to just credit and commend those who are going through that battle, those who've overcome, but also, just those who we lost. And so, if, you get that opportunity, we want to, recognize those individuals. Feel free, as Harrison shared, the text line, text in, shoot a note, go ahead and post it and tag 93.7 The Ticket. We just want to really honor those individuals, but also want to support those individuals as they go through their fight with cancer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was 2 weeks ago on the Fitness Fanatics. We had a woman in there who she went through breast cancer, and she told her story. And medicine it's gotten a lot better now. So there's things you can do. You don't have to feel super helpless. There's things you can do. That's why this breast cancer awareness is kind of a big deal. You don't have to feel so bottled up. There's options out there now that weren't out there before, that to make that process, it still can be draining, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. But like you said, hit up the Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. If you want us to shout anyone out, absolutely, we will do that. If anyone's going through that, something we definitely want to shout out for you guys. But before we go to break here, Pete, why don't you just kind of lay out what we got for the rest of the show here, who our guests are?
Yeah, again, I got a full house, and I'm really appreciative as we look at focusing some of those activities and some of those things that, have either made the news, but not maybe made the news. And so a little bit more about just the fabric. And so we've got Tom Colby, who is a educator at Color Middle School, and just also a man with many talents. I'll just put it this way. And we got a scholar, Mohammed, who he's at a soccer program or experience that he's going to share a little bit more about in his journey. And so I'm excited about that. And then we've also got Chance, who is on the Lincoln Southeast step team.
Okay.
And
cool.
so, we're going to get Harrison in here, maybe doing some moves before we leave. But that Lincoln Southeast step team has done some phenomenal things, and it's embedded into the culture of the school, but also just, I think, the individuals who participate. And so Step has a long history. I was talking to him earlier about game day was at Jackson State University yesterday. I don't know if you got to watch it.
No, that's awesome.
Oh man, Dion was on one. That place was on point. The first time they've been to an HBCU, and just it brought something. It just brought something. And so, Step is a part of that, many of the homecomings. And I know the university, has competitions and through a lot of the, the fraternities and sororities. And so I'm excited to just hear some more about that, his experience, but also just, both of them, their journeys, mentors in their lives, and how they're impacting the culture and fabric of Lincoln Public Schools.
Yeah, absolutely. So Pete said it here. You kind of know we got a full show ahead. We're going to be going all the way up until that 9 o'clock hour. We got loaded guests here. We'll get into these guys' stories, kind of what they're doing, these scholars and these instructors as well, kind of what their role is, what they've been up to, and we'll get some details on that. But this is Bigger Than the Score. Pete Ferguson is the host. I'm just running the board for him here. I appreciate you guys listening, but stay tuned. We'll be back right after this break.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
The division sucks. The Big Ten West sucks right now. And the fact that you should have a chance to win this thing.
You should be in there.
Next year is the final year of the Big Ten West.
Yeah, it's not.
And I can't see right now predicting the next year one team having an epic rise. It looks like it's going to be very similar to this year of a hodgepodge.
I have a hard time saying that it sucks.
It's not very good.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid overdose. I decided to always keep it on me after my friend almost died. It saved his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with me too.
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually really easy to get and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Awesome. Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, and this is Bigger Than the Score, and I'm Pete Ferguson with Pete Ferguson BHS LLC and Lincoln Public Schools, and I always say excited. I was trying to not use the word phenomenal. My daughter was like, you used the word phenomenal like 15 times. So I'm going to say excited, thrilled to have Chance here, who is a Lincoln Southeast scholar, but also a member, I want to say a leading member of the STEP team there. So Chance, how you doing?
Thanks for having me here.
No, not a problem. Excited to have you in the studio. So Chance, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, what's your journey, educational journey? Are you from Lincoln, from outside? Have you moved? What schools have you attended?
I was born and have lived here in Lincoln for most of my life. I've been doing theater since the age of 7 with Theater Arts for Kids. Our director is Leah Kohler. You can check us out at tafk.org. I've gone to Beatty Elementary, was one of my favorite schools to go to.
Awesome. Shout out to Beatty then. Shout out to the teachers over at Beatty.
Going into middle school, I went to one that opened up the summer of me going into middle school, Marilyn Moore Middle School.
Okay.
Then for the first half of 7th grade, I moved out to the west side of the state and started out my 7th grade year there in a small town called McCook.
Okay. The Bison. Yeah.
And then moved back here to Lincoln and finished out here back at Marilyn Moore for the rest of 7th and 8th grade. And now I'm at Southeast and I'm doing step chain there. I'm also part of our school's unified bowling team that we have there as well. But yeah.
So Chance is doing a lot of different things. We had Unified Bowling on. We had, I think, Liz Brendan and Brandy Benson in earlier. So you were part of that award. You were recognized a couple weeks ago as a unified, one of the nationwide unified teams. So congratulations on that. I know that investment is significant. So to focus a little bit on STEP, tell us about the Lincoln Southeast STEP chain for those that may not be familiar with what that's all about.
So we're a group. We meet during. We use it as class time. We meet during the 8th period of the day, and we practice steps. We get to know each other. We have fun. We split teams up into choreo groups, and we have newer members that are younger high schoolers. We also mix them up with upperclassmen as well. We mix them together, we split them up into teams, and we can make our own, what we call choreo groups. We make steps for the upcoming basketball games or for ones that we can use in the near future. And we have a lot of fun with it as well. We normally have, before I joined last year, we had what was like 15, 20 students on step teams for a while. But last year, we only had down to about 8-ish people.
Okay.
Like we cut down a lot. And we still wanted to have at least 10 to 15 people, but we had to cut it down because we had our coaches going into other teaching departments, being the heads of them. And so we had to cut down last year, and then we only had about 8 of us, but we still made it work, and we still were able to stomp the gym floor as best as we could. And now this year we've got we started out the school year with about 10-ish members as well. We lost a few, and I think we're still down to about 7 or 8 again. And we're having tryouts here at semester, which will be really fun. I hear people in the hallways talking about, hey, I really want to join.
Excited about getting into it.
Excited about getting into it. Yep. And so we're really excited to see who all comes and joins with us.
Fantastic. So you talked about a little bit about the advisement. So I just want to make sure and give them some affirmations and their flowers. So I know Miss Martinez. So Miss Adi Martinez has been a long time advisor, and she's now one of the chairs of the department at Southeast. So that has taken some additional time and responsibilities. But her impact, talk about her impact and her just presence on the team to make it what it is now, and then the 2 leaders that you have now who are kind of taking that opportunity.
Martinez was our coach for last year,
Yes.
but now she's the head of the English department up there at Southeast, which is awesome for her, and we're all really proud of her. But we do still get to see her. But she taught us how to be leaders. She taught us how to take charge and be able to make sure that we still get our practice time in when needed, but also we can still have fun with it and everything. Now we have Miss Bettendorf and Mr. Horton out there. They're both really great coaches. They really bring the great, fun, energetic vibe to the team. We're always so excited to go there. We've also got our senior this year, who's the head student team member, Kelly. He's the senior this year. I'm the junior. We've got some sophomores, and we've got some freshmen. The other team members we have are Ariana. We've got Kenzie, Ella, Zuri. And yeah, we also had Layla. She was there along with Georgia Wood and Zoe, along with Gianna, but they had other outside academic things going on, so they weren't able to do this stuff as much. So sadly they had to stop, but we miss them very much, and we are still proud that they were started off the school year with us.
Awesome. So you talked about this as an opportunity that's embedded into the day, and so is count as an activity. You get credits for it. And so just why is that so important to you? I mean, that obviously shows there's an appreciation, there's a meaning, but there's value and respect towards this experience. So speak to that.
It is embedded in the class time, so we treat it like it's still a normal class, but we also are doing something that we really enjoy to do while still being able to continue.
Wait a minute.
Forward.
You said school is fun. School's supposed to be fun in some aspects. Okay. So you're learning, you're being empowered, you're getting educated as well, but you're also being engaged. So I just want to put that out there. I know we got some scholars that sometimes listen. School can be enjoyable and be fun. So
yes, this makes school so much fun, and it sparks your creativity. It makes us ready to learn the next day and keeps us intertwined and always ready to go at school. no matter what happens.
And I like how you said that it intertwines with the other aspects of the day. So it doesn't devalue math, science, or English. It actually, you said it intertwines you with the rest of the day. So how did you get interested in STEP? And so we were out again, as we kind of did some of the pre-show. I was like, I remember like Stomp the Yard and your eyes like lit up and you're like, I'm going to let you tell this story, but how did you get interested in Step Chain in Lincoln, Nebraska?
How I got interested in it was when my mom got married to my stepdad. He had this movie called Stomp the Yard, and I saw like scenes and previews of it on YouTube, and I was like, I've heard of this movie. So I went and watched it, and I found out what it was, and it just sparked, it sparked something. It sparked my interest in everything. And then when I went freshman year to the like open house and I saw that we had a step team there, I was like, I want to do that. I looked at my mom and I said, I want to do that. I want to join this. And then so we had tryouts, and I went and tried out. I made the team, and I was so happy when I found out I made the team. Like, I had the biggest smile on my face, and I'm always excited to go to the team as well. But yeah, the movie Stomp the Yard is what caught my creativity.
Now, hang on, I'm going to ask you, how old are you?
I am 16 right now.
That movie came out in 2007. I was looking at 2007, and you like, what? Man, you up here. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. No, I appreciate this is Pete Ferguson on Bigger Than the Score, 93.7 The Ticket. And we are here with Chance, who is a member of the Lincoln Southeast Step Team, and just has really enlightened us and given us some insight, and just told me when he was born. And so Harrison and I are looking at, he's watching a movie that was barely out when he was born. So Chance, tell us about some people that have been mentors in your life.
Some people that have been mentors in my life are my mom. First of all, she's always stuck there by my side through all the hardships and through all the hard things in life. My stepdad, once he came into my life, he made things easier. He stuck by my side and always motivated me and my siblings to keep moving forward and not stop trying. My theater director, Leah Arrington, she helped push us through. And I've been with her since I was probably 7. So she's been a big part of my life. Just all of my family members as well. They've stuck by my side. They've always been there for me, and they've always helped me through everything, even the really hard things when I felt like I was all alone and I was at my lowest low. They've always stuck by my side and helped me see the light to continue moving.
Wow. And that's, we've had a couple shows and we have parents that are in here. And I think even last week, Alexis talked about her mom, who was a single mom and was has proceeded to get her doctorate. That caught us completely off guard. And so for you to appreciate your parents, but also your stepdad and how they've helped lay that journey. So what are things that you aspire to do? What are some things that you in the future or currently look to do and build on to make the community better?
Right now I'm at the Career Academy at SEC for welding because I want to help build like buildings in the future, like hospitals and secure places for people to go. I like going to school because I get to help my friends and even random people that I don't know. If I see someone having a bad day, I talk with them and I let them get whatever they have on their chest out, because I don't think anyone should have to keep that into themselves and keep that pressure on their chest and not be able to live life like they're alone. I don't like seeing people who think that they're alone in the world and have no one to talk to. I want to be that person that they can talk to so that they can feel they're not alone and they have people that do care and are willing to help them.
I think that's always powerful too. I know we've had a guest on the past, Kaylee Dankert, and talked about that, just hope, and push in. And the term I've kind of has seen and I really love is that pushing hope forward. And so I think for those who are listening, always know if it seems kind of you're in despair or things like that, there's always help. And I think, Chance, you said it best, just, talk to somebody. And so I think that's always important when that opportunity comes out to just make sure that we tell our listeners, I know sometimes every day is not going to be the best day for you, but you can put forward your best and there's people that will listen. So you talked a little bit about just some different involvements, theater, some things coming up. What's coming up for Lincoln Southeast Step?
For Lincoln Southeast Step, we've got Star Strutter coming up here soon, which we're all really excited to. I think that's going to be held at Northeast, I believe. Yeah. And it's where all the high schools, like their cheer teams, they can come out there. our cheer team will be there. We'll go out there and perform some of our newer steps. We've also got all of our basketball games that we'll be going to for our halftime shows. Always ready to support our basketball teams, and just always ready to go and help and show our night pride.
So Erica Kirkland was the cheer director at Lincoln High, was here. The one thing she said, and I remember I saw some eyes roll, was I think, was it 5:30 in the morning? Is it 5:30 or is it? Yeah,
it was early.
You get up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock to do workouts. So is that what makes Lincoln Southeast Step unique in regards to what you all do?
Well, we definitely don't get up at 5:30 in the morning. That is impressive that they do that. We go there at 8th period, so about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when we'll start our things, and then when we have tryouts, some step members will do our normal class period at 8 o'clock, and then we'll also stay to half an hour to an hour after school to help out with tryouts and everything with the coaches, teach them the new steps. We also have got club as well. We have a step chain club for every last Tuesday of the month. So we'll take our own class time to go help out of our classes and help them with step teams as well, along with, what else do we got? I think
one of the things you said is it's an investment of time. So whether it's 5:30, whether it's 7 o'clock at night, you're going to games, it's still an investment of time. And that's one of the reasons, I just wanted to make sure that people kind of were aware of that. I mean, I think, sometimes they see the stuff that happens on the field on Friday nights or on Friday and Saturdays with maybe the basketball team or the soccer team, or you see the state championship. You all are just as much a part of that. If you go to a Southeast, game, or the pep rallies, I mean, it's hyped. I mean, the crowd's full. They know when you all come in that y'all are about to throw it down and put on a show. And so tell me, what's that experience like? Like, what do you feel your responsibility is to the culture and the climate of an inclusive and belonging atmosphere at Southeast High School?
Well, it's definitely, we get there, especially at pep rallies as well, we'll have everyone going up. We'll see all the people having fun, doing all the activities and everything, always ready to support everyone. And then when we go out there, everyone gets loud and everything. We see smile, everyone's excited. And then we're all just like, we normally go into it and we're just ready to go. We're focused. And then we see all the smiles and we're just going to have as much fun with this as we can and just have a good time and put on a good show for everyone so that everyone can enjoy it, along with being able to be there and enjoy academic time as well still.
Fantastic. So, Chance, in closing, we're getting ready to go to break. What's one thing that you want to tell those that are listening, either about yourself or Lincoln Southeast Step Chain? What's something that you want to put out there into the universe?
Something I want to put out there in the universe is, no matter what, keep trying. Know you're never alone, and always be ready. Always be ready for the next day, no matter what.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, scholars, listeners, that's Chance. He's a member of the Lincoln Southeast Step Chain. More importantly than that, a scholar and somebody who's willing to help others. And so really appreciative of you being here today and looking forward to other components that the Step Chain's bringing forward, but also the future that you've got going on. This is Pete Ferguson, 93.7 The Ticket with Bigger Than the Score. We'll be back with our next two guests.
Allo means business. Allo means local business. Allo means big business. Allo means small business. No matter your business, if you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation. Symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
The division sucks. The Big Ten West sucks right now. And the fact that you should have a chance to win this thing.
You should be in there.
Next year is the final year of the Big Ten West.
Yeah, it's not.
And I can't see right now projecting the next year one team having an epic rise. It looks like it's going to be very similar to this year of a hodgepodge.
I have a hard time saying that it sucks.
It's not very good.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, well, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. I'm Pete Ferguson with Peter Ferguson, BHS, LLC, and Lincoln Public Schools. And I've got our next two guests here, and so we're going to roll right into it. I got Mr. Tom Colby and Scholar Muhammad. So how are y'all doing?
We're good this morning. Thanks, Pete.
Awesome. Glad to have you here bright and early. Muhammad's got that keep getting these full head of hairs in here, people with full head of hair, and I'm jealous already. I'm just kind of staring at it, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Mr. Colby's got to just let it all go. I keep telling him it's a lifestyle, not a choice. But Tom, it's great to have you in here. I've known you for a while as a colleague and just also, as a friend and doing some other things. And so tell us a little bit about who you are and where you work and your journey thus far.
Yeah, so it's been a long journey, but currently I work at Color Middle School, and I work as instructional coordinator. So I get to hang out with 800 middle schoolers every day, and we have lots of learning going on and a lot of energy.
Awesome. Now, a lot of people will say that's not the life, but I mean, you do it so well. And I should say it's Dr. Tom Colby. So I did not want to be remiss in that. And so just tell us about like your educational, journey to get to this point and then why you see impacting young people is so important to you.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of do this in a short form. So I appreciate Chance going before us. You grounded me into finding my own interest when I was about your age. I was super into skateboarding and soccer at that moment, and art, and never knew I would necessarily come back to education. But then I worked at Camp Kentucky when I was like 20, and started thinking about working with young people, and it took off from there. A couple of my big scholar mentors that I'll shout out to is Dr. Rick Meyer and Dr. Steve Swidler. They really helped me think through how we can make schools better and put that in action every day. We try to.
And a little bit about family. You got the Knox College shirt on, so whenever we got that college representation, we got to know what that's about and anybody else you want to mention.
Yeah, I want to call out my family, my direct family. Laura Salem. She's
the Dr. Laura Salem.
The Dr. Laura Salem, yeah. She's a supervisor for ELL in Lincoln Public Schools. And since our relationship started at Camp Kentucky, we've been talking about how we engage young people and make people's lives better. And then my own two kids, Judd and Bella. And we're very proud of them and glad they're part of our lives.
And both LPS graduates?
Yep, both LPS graduates.
Right, yep. Fantastic. So tell us a little bit before we get to Muhammad, why I had you in. I was interested in a story that I saw that you had a soccer tournament, but the soccer tournament wasn't just a soccer tournament where everybody's playing for a trophy. They had a trophy. I guess it was a gold or silver cleat, but we'll get into that. But it also engaged in regards to language and you said ELL. And so can you speak a little bit about what that is and how this soccer tournament came about and the purpose and the objectives of it?
Yeah. So, again, the short story of this. So we have about 37 different languages represented at Color Middle School, and it adds so much to our day and so much to our energy, including recess. And so I get to do recess duty every day with my colleague, John Glow, who I also shout out to, and our other supervisors out there. And we watch kids from all over the world that ascend to Color Middle School. Some are brand new newcomers, like have just been here for a couple months, but that common thing is soccer. And so we watch kids go out on the soccer field and knock around. We did have an intramural team, kind of a short season this year. The 2 times it rained happened to be on Saturdays.
Wow. Okay.
And so we didn't have a soccer tournament this year. And I know that the World Cup is in the fall. That's also something new. And I thought, how can I get these kids to engage with each other, to play with each other? Because we have some talent out there from all over the world. And so that's how the 4v4 tournament started.
Well, and I think some people don't realize, I mean, they go by our locations that have these fields and this, that, and the other. And on Saturdays and Sundays, there's the formality of people playing and awesome uniforms. And it's great. Like I truly do celebrate those opportunities. But I would say if you want to see some of the best competitions, drive by our elementary or middle school playgrounds at lunch. And I'm telling you, coaches should be driving by that and be like, okay, there's an NIL deal waiting for you. So one of those individuals is Scholar Muhammad, who is here. And Scholar Muhammad, I'm glad to have you here. Got a man, has one of the best smiles going. But Muhammad, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who's Muhammad?
Thank you for having me. Muhammad is I like to play soccer. Like I've been playing it for a long time in the streets in my country. When I go outside, it's like the only thing you see. They put rocks for goals, and we
Okay.
just be playing it. It's fun.
So, Mohammed, you said like where you're from. So tell us where are you from?
I'm from Sudan. My dad originated from there. We lived there for a long time. We moved here. Stayed in Schuyler for like a couple years, like 2 years. Then we moved here.
Awesome. So, and Mohammed pointed at his dad. His dad's here in the studio, and so I'm really appreciative of him being here as well. And so, tell me a little bit. What did you remember? What do you remember about Sudan, and what makes Sudan so special?
So I remember about it. We went the summer before that one. We went for a vacation. It was really fun. It was all in the streets. We hang out for a long time. We had a holiday, and we go like to this neighborhood. They had like all different like things to play on, like this cup thing you sit on and it turns you, roller coasters and everything. It was really fun.
Oh, so you're speaking to my heart right now. I'm going with this family next time you travel. Do not leave me here next time you go. So tell me, what do you enjoy about Color Middle School?
The staff they help you a lot. Like everything you need help, they help you with, and everything you need, they have it.
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit. You participated in this tournament.
Yeah.
And so tell us what was I don't say the coolest thing, because I know that's it's probably outdated term, but what was the thing that you remember about the tournament? Why did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it because there was like a lot of people from different countries. Like it was like how to understand when like they pick their teams, you get a team and like they speak the same language. I'm like you can't understand it, so that makes it hard, like how they control the ball or who they're gonna pass it to. So you just gotta have a guess with it.
I think one of those things we always talk about is when in sports or activities, sometimes the universal language is you have a common objective, and so you want to win.
Yeah.
And so you know who's good, you know who you pass the ball to, you know who you have to defend. And so I think that's always something that's neat with activities or athletics, because there's that common objective. This is Pete Ferguson, 93.7 The Ticket, and this is Bigger Than the Score. And I'm here joined by Dr. Tom Colby, who's an educator at Lincoln Public Schools, and Scholar Mohammed. His dad's also in the studio. So, Tom, tell us a little bit about just, what were the objectives with this, and what was accomplished, and then maybe what do you hope to see in the future with opportunities like this?
All right, so I'm going to go small and then I'll go big.
Okay.
So real small with just opportunities for kids to have fun and engage with each other. We know engagement increases learning, makes everyone happier, and makes all things move smoother. And literally a couple of our kids from Ukraine couldn't make it out to our Saturday soccer games. Communication gap, whatever it may be, led to not being able to be out there. And it's like, these kids need to be playing with everybody. And so it's inclusive. And so we started with that. I wanted to get kids together, playing against each other, having a good time. And then just like Mohammed described, you learn language immersed in language. And so immersed in language is on the soccer field. It's quick, it's fast, it's deciding, it's problem solving together. And that's the big objective is just engagement and growing your English skills and growing your skills out on the field.
So you talked about a couple of things. Did you play soccer and tell me like what was your athletic journey, and does it still continue to this day? And I know some of the answers to that.
Yeah, can see my athletic journey.
It adds 20 pounds. I'm slim.
Yeah, right. It's that. All right. So I was very fortunate. So I grew up here like in Ruth Purtle Elementary, East Junior Senior High. Shout out there, Spartans, you Pete. And then I had a coach from Brazil.
Okay.
Right here in our neighborhood, right near Ruth Purtle neighborhood, Dr. Erasmo, or not doctor, but Erasmo da Silva was my coach from Brazil. And he took his knowledge of Brazil soccer to little suburban Lincoln, Nebraska, and we kind of dominated.
Okay.
This is back in the 70s. So the
you
Bears
have to put a
Roadrunners.
date on it now. I mean, we just talked about Stomp the Yard in 2007. So that was like 2010. You dominated.
But yeah, that was part of it. And then I was kind of asked to be part of the very first travel team for Capital Soccer Association. And so me and shout out to Matt Landis and a couple other people that I know out there. We got to go to Omaha and kind of got smoked by kids that were playing organized soccer with their uncles and cousins forever.
Right.
And then it's just a game I've always loved. And Chance and Muhammad have talked about it. The thing about the game is it allows your own creativity, and that sticks with your brain. It's just fun to play. And so I've played as an adult and recreation leagues and pickup games. When I worked at UNL, the most diverse part of my week was Friday afternoon soccer at the 17th and Vine Fields.
Wow.
So
Awesome. Muhammad, you've got World Cup coming up. Who's your favorite team?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Okay. Favorite player?
Ronaldinho.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say me for a quick minute. That's all right. I'll let you have him. So tell us about what's your favorite subject? What's something you enjoy studying, and what do you want to become?
I enjoy studying in history because I'm from a different country, so it's great to learn about the history of some other country that you don't know, and how it originated and all that.
Okay, so fantastic. So you enjoy history, and I think that's one of the coolest parts. Like I said, I know you enjoy soccer, but you talked about that academic piece.
Mhm.
So what are you going to become when you're our age? Our knees aren't working the same way. You're maybe not as quick. You have to regulate. Maybe you're playing to a video game. What do you want to become later on when you get a little bit older?
I'm gonna try to start my own business and sell stuff. Then, yeah.
Okay, so that entrepreneur, we get a long
yeah.
theme of that.
Yeah.
So I believe you're gonna be able to crush that. Tell us one thing that you like about Mr. Colby. What's one thing that people just sitting here watching him online may not know about him, but you're like, man, I really want people to know this about Mr. Colby.
So Mr. Kobe is a really good coach. He coaches you. He tells you what to do when we're making a mistake in the game. He tells us fix the mistake. He doesn't get mad. He just tells us to fix the mistake, and we fix it, and that's how we win some of our games.
Awesome. Mr. Colby, what's something about Muhammad that makes him say, I know we put this out and I said, would you bring a scholar here today?
Yeah.
And it was Muhammad. I'm going to say this. We've got nearly 43,000 scholars in this district. But what I will tell you is his name came on every email from every person that was on that listserv. So what makes him so special?
So Muhammad, that smile, he takes care of business. So even on the tournament, we had right before the first game, we had a couple no-shows and we had to quickly adjust. I handed the list to Muhammad and I said, here's a list of names, help people get on the right spot. He's a leader to the team. The kids listen to him. And he is scrappy on the field. He's fast and scrappy, which is so fun to watch.
Wow. I think that's special both ways because, like I said, when I saw your name and it just kept coming, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to get it one way or the other. I think one of the things you put out the universe. So there was a gold cleat. Was it a gold cleat or it was a trophy of some sort that I had seen that was awarded to the winning team?
Yeah. So having some soccer connections, the American Outlaws Lincoln donated a bunch of stuff for us, including some scarves, including some games, including sunglasses, tons of stuff. And we had a pair of boots. And so in the World Cup traditional, the best player gets the golden boot. So we spray painted a couple pair of cleats, and we had two winners. We had to have a winner in the tournament. When it did go to shootouts, one by one, but the two top players, and we don't just look at talent, we look at attitude and willingness to grit it out. And the two top players got the golden boot.
Fantastic. So want to make sure, Muhammad, what's one thing you want people to realize and recognize?
Just keep going. Do what you love doing.
Fantastic. Dr. Colby.
I'll repeat what Muhammad said. I love that. Thank you.
You said one of your largest objectives as we roll out is we need to get these scholars on a field. So if there's colleges, Wesleyan, UNL, somebody else, really want to host, reach out to us. We want to get these scholars a real life experience. This is Pete Ferguson, 93.7 Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. As I always close, I want to say, Maya Angelou said, I often forget what people have said. forget what people have done, but always remember how you make people feel. And so that being said, go out this week and make people feel in a way that's needed, and go out and show your kindness and pay that forward.